Welcome to Channel AMEC, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Yang, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested about migrate to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and tell a little bit on the side, so once we have all the updates and news, you'll be the first one of getting all the insight. Now in this video, I would like to take into a little depth with a series of videos that will be introducing in regards to the GTI visa, Global Talent Independent Subclass 858. Now the reason is I noticed that a lot of people thought that GTI only focuses on high-tech and advanced technology and things like that, robotic and things like that, but it actually covers a lot of other fields. So I would like to take into a little bit of depth of explanation and giving out some examples of what you may expect. Perhaps you're in the field and you have that opportunity to be invited to become a permanent resident of Australia. So let's jump in there and have a look. Now, first of all, again, in these three series of videos, what I'm gonna take into the detail is the target sectors, because there are so many and some of them people are really confused, do not know what they actually covers, or whether or not they're in the right field or not, because I got so many inquiries, so I thought might as well do explanations. Maybe while you're watching, you maybe notice that you or your friends actually meet the requirement. Okay, so today I'm gonna take into the agri-food and agri-tech. Now, noticing a lot of people doing the agriculture in the industry, they don't think they're in a technology type of field, and they do not know that there is actually a welcoming signal sent out by the Australian government. So let's jump in there, have a look. Now, before we do that, make sure that you, whether or not you're in these target sector, each of these target sectors, you are required to actually show and demonstrate that you have an international recognized achievement, okay, by ways of registering patents or some international awards or some leading projects that is global or international. And also you need to show that you have an earning above, let's see what's it down there, okay, Australian dollars 153,600 annual Australian dollar equivalent, or perhaps another way to show that you have an offer of potentially earning that kind of income. Okay, now let's jump in there and we will go into the agri-food and agri-tech. So what are we expecting? Okay, let's go in there. I've done some research and I'm just gonna take you into and read out some of these examples, so that you will have more idea of what agri-food, agri-tech actually covers. So let's go in there, and this is okay, this is the agri-tech and agri-technology in a nutshell. So basically it's a technology to improve efficiency and output of the agricultural process. Okay, so that's pretty explanatory, and it utilizes the innovations and the scarcity of the land, population growth, and nowadays we're meeting with all these pandemic viruses issue. How can we utilize the space that we have, and perhaps in the urban area, for example in the city, how can this be done? So there are novel farming systems. So how do they, and also some idea, I'm just gonna read these out and let you actually get a feel and like what it is, and perhaps you wanted to study some sort of this discipline, or technology or ideas. Top insect farming methods. So again, farming will actually attract a lot of animals, insects. How would technology facilitate? Okay, so you see that the fewer input than traditional animal agriculture, water, land, feed, and quality of proteins, not just the food itself, but what about the nutrients? the value and the ratio of nutrients, and also the taste of these food. Okay, and that's the thing. And we talked about urban farming that I just coined it, how we can utilize the urban area, whether or not it's gonna be rooftop, underground. What about solar and sunshine and lightings and heat, and the temperature? How do we control that humidity and the nutrient of the soil? And that's all about agri-tech. The latest farming robotic technology and mechanization in agri-tech. Okay, anyway, so it's a robotic arms rather than using so it's like, in aisles. It's more like the logistic warehouse, but these robots can actually detect and feed, watering the soil and the plants. So again, utilizing perhaps satellite farming, GPS, or probably, we don't know, grow food in the space. I don't know. That's going to be a little bit hard. Self-driven tractors, so no more traditional farmers driving large cranes and things like that, tractors all around the field. Aerial farm management, so using drones, how to use drone to detect the land, the humidity, and also the perhaps whichever it is, using color detection to show whether or not there's issue in the field. Farming by machines, agri robots, farming made smarter, smart farming. So for example, there's a lot of little equipments being invented that you can just plug them into the soil and they will send signal back to your mobile phone and showing you that whether the land or the soil is require more nutrient or perhaps water. Things like this will be in the agri-tech thing. So there are software. So you can be somebody who design the software, the sensing of IoT methods and precision agriculture, not just to mass spread all these pesticides, water, and waste a lot of percentage of these mass harvesting and things like that, but more precise, utilizing less land but growing with a better food and better quality or quantity amount of food, or the crops. Okay, using big data, and obviously you notice about the recent changes in climate. How can the technology be utilized to detect the climate in order to preserve a better the farming procedures over the seasons? Okay, so because you see nowadays some places get extreme heat wave, and some places get extreme cold, rainfall, large rainfall, floods and things. So perhaps having an outdoor is potentially you have the risk to have this kind of stuff, but how can we prevent that, and how can these be preserved? Future innovative food, protein sources and things like that. So that's just one. I mean, there's so many out there you can actually research and have a Google. And there's another one for agri-tech. This is all about the stock feed, about herds, cows, animals, how these can be calculated. So dealing with soil moisture. Okay, so obviously if it's gonna be a cattle farm, it's massive. How do you know the humidity of water and the soil moisture in particular area is enough or not, because the herd generally move around the land? Okay, and how do you have the high quality feed? Do these cows or cattle have enough nutrients, and the grass, things like this, or perhaps utilizing satellite to detect where these animals are, because some of the land is going to be massive and large. So that will go into IC design, things like that, and just giving more ideas and whatnot. I've got so many of these. Just wanted to show everybody, because a lot of people see the visa. They don't directly think about these. How about growing food vertically. You like growing the strawberry and tomatoes vertically. How do you do that? And there will be structures and technology enhancements in doing that. So this is another way of agri-tech. Separation anxiety. So food agriculture often viewed as separated industry, meaning above role segment, minor entrepreneur, investor, business. So again, that's why there is a bridge that is required to be connected. So again, I'm a specialist in visa. Very hard to actually connect agriculture and food to a visa profession. So I'm here to actually giving more ideas of what you need to do and things like that. Agri-food tech. There's so many companies out there. They are looking in ways of getting these out there. Biotech. How can you grow something that can be utilized and be extracted for example, health supplements, a better enhancement of vitamins or supplements. That's another thing. Agribusiness marketplace. Bioenergy, biomaterial, cloud retail, infrastructure, e-grocery. I think there's so many e-grocery nowadays, but I think it's over a number out there, especially now Uber Eats and Uber deliveries have a lot of e-groceries capability there. Farm management softwares that we just talked about. So a lot of these are actually repeating of what we just saw. Now we're going to, what is this? Green Cream, okay, meet 7 agri-food tech startups. So just give you some ideas. Having these food painted with the nutrient on the cookies. I think that's what it looks like. So rather than swallowing a tablet or health supplement, they're making things like this. Now Braintree Technology. So this is more into biotech. It's in Malaysia. Farming as a service company, the transfer unattended into agricultural space and using robot design, specifically plant chili, Southeast Asian food, and things like that. So it's all about utilizing technology and how we can enhance the food, taste, nutrient, quality, and quantity. So you can think about a lot of things. So if you're in these type of sectors, you may be interested about having an invitation by the government of Australia. This is your guide of agri-tech in Taiwan. Now there's a lot of good fruits in Taiwan. So the startup, Yes Health. So what do they do? Produce 1,500 kilogram of leafy green per daily in iFarm. 2,500 square meters warehouse factory. So again, they're looking at the vertical farming, rather than using a lot of lands and things like that. New Garden, AI of thing, AIoT. So they check out, they use a QR code and things like that to actually show the origin and the process of how this agri-food is being produced and things like that. Libio, smart farming solutions, Thunder Tiger. What does this do? Spray pesticide. Okay, so again, using technology, using drones, doing things like that. So this is all about agri-tech. So are you interested about migrating to Australia? Perhaps a GTI Global Talent Independent in the field of agri-tech and agri-food may actually suit you if you're in this area, have been doing a lot of innovative technology, research and development, and have an annual income equivalent to 153,600 Aussie dollars, then you probably will meet the criteria to win this prize. What is your thought? Why don't you leave a comment right down below, and I see you next video. Goodbye.